Yo, it is raining. It is Monday. Raw is happening. And there's always like that bit of excitement for Raw, even if it's probably gonna be like not the best show. We go through this every week. It is dark outside. I do not necessarily feel like talking in the light. I could talk right now with with no cam, but man, fuck it. We here. I actually kind of like the imagery right now. This kind of fits for the vibe I'm going for anyway. I need my shades, but what's the point of wearing them shits outside, inside a clear vehicle, and having the lights on? Like, all right, bro, you're just kind of defeating the purpose altogether. But SummerSlam was a really long show. And the same way I just went on like that was exactly how ongoing that show was. Looked good, but it was long. 4 main events though. This is contractual obligation. That's hilarious to me. And I thought for the most part, as far as what I got to see with the show, which it was a very long show, I watched SmackDown before that. And then I watched the rest of the show. Figured out, I didn't want to see how long I was in the rock out watching the Prado go together before I said, all right, I had enough. It's right around that main event or somewhere inside of the show. Like, I would rather listen to commentary. Good Lord, what in the world? On the night where commentary has shifted, I believe. Oh, man, golly, so many changes. And it's all happened in the summer with WWE. So, SummerSlam was long. Long. My good pause. It was so ongoing. Like, I wanted the show to be finished, but then it's like you do want to see everybody get out there and get their stuff done, but it's like, oh my god. So with that, let's get into it, man. I'm getting the Raw another time because clearly we don't know what's going on. Even this page on .com is long. Like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. But it's just a lot of stuff. Now, Ricochet and Logan Paul. It was supposed to be the most viral match, and I don't really think it was like all of that super viral, but it was a great way to sell it, and it's just beginning to get people into it. So another one down the line, alright, cool. Brass Knuckles involved at the end, alright, cool. Don't know who that guy was, just a random guy from his entourage, makes sense. Okay, fine. I'm not mad at it. They did a couple of spots that was crazy, but now they have to technically up the ante, which we all know they can. So it's like, all right, this leads into another match down the line with these two. Fine, let's see what they do with it. All of the spots was crazy, but they wasn't like out of this world crazy. That's what I'm saying implies a second match. So it's cool. Cody and Brock, standard match, but Brock made it look as good as he was going to be able to make it for somebody that isn't necessarily his exact size. It wasn't a long match, but it was a match that made sense. They fought through it. Brock actually wrestled a match that had a story. He threw in a couple different suplexes, once or twice, but it was like, all right, this is good. Cody told his story, couple really good spots. The cutter from off the top rope was probably a spot of the match. Outside of what I think the F5 through the announce table, which with a little delay on it, yeah, good TV, man. It was like, wow, what good stuff. And then, of course, the crowd was on fire, man. The crowd was great. I enjoyed them a great deal. And so the Cody and Brock match, I thought it was a solid match. And to get these matches out of the way, per se, it's like, man, but they called this, what was this, one of the 4 main events? Anyway, I'm looking at what's coming next. So we had the SummerSlam Battle Royal. And it was every single one of the matches, I'll say, for the night had a fierce story they were telling, and they made it all happen. Everybody went through the elimination process with it, and Of course, LA Knight is going to win. Yeah. so, now it seems like backstage, and I mean, they played the Slim Jim promo right after the fact. So it's like, nah, they clearly see something at LA Knight, and we're just thankful for it. I'm not going to say it, and even if they don't, it's like, oh, nah, we all know LA Knight is going to be there for it. Everybody know that, so we're just waiting to see what type of awesome, cool things he pulls off. But beyond any kind of reference, now what do we have? Yeah, that match was long. It was enough though. It was funny. It was entertaining, all the way up to the end, in my opinion. Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, MMA rules match. Did the match get its time cut? It was moments where they were definitely doing mat wrestling. I personally enjoyed it. I was invested in the match from they go, and I didn't want it to happen, but at the same time, I definitely wanted to see them have something if they were gonna do something, and that's what they went with. So if Ronda's done, we appreciate Ronda Rousey for what she did offer, in the time that she was there. Everyone's gonna have their opinions on it, you know what I mean? And I get it completely, obviously, but she had her time, and now, the machine is going to continue. Like, we're going to move on, so her time there, it isn't going to be forgotten, and hopefully they can propel Shayna Baszler based off of that victory over Ronda, because she was fairly dominant, in her time while she was running. So there's directions that it could go, but it all really comes down to how the booking committee decides to do it all. So with that, I thought it was fun. In the moments, it was fun. It was like the fatigue showed at times. They shouldn't have really shown no fatigue. They should have kept the whole energy the whole time. But the strikes seemed serious enough. Way more serious than what you see in your regular sports entertainment wrestling match. So the right person won. Ronda did the right thing, and that was really cool. You know what I mean? So, I mean, even if Ronda would have won that, I wouldn't have been mad. But because she wasn't coming back around, it's like, nah, she put her mans over, so that's what's up. Moving forward. All right, going through Drew McIntyre. Good match. We already knew what it was going to be, but at that point in the show, for me, I was kind of done. But this is after watching already an hour and a half of wrestling, so I was kind of already like, all right, I'm done here. I like both of them, but to watch a hard-hitting, crazy match after the girls go, I'm kind of just looking for some fun now, and that was more of a serious match, so it's cool, but it was what it was. Going through one is a big match, though, so we're going to see how things move forward for Drew, and I mean, he's about to beat the record for longest reign, so that's necessary at this point, especially the new modern era of WWE. So I'm with that, and we pulling for both. So moving with that, Seth retained against Finn, in my opinion, rightfully so. The shenanigans, all the crazy shit with Dame and the Money in the Bank, they doing it with class. They not really trying to push it too much, but at the same time, it's obviously a clear factor. So I don't know what's going on Raw right now with these guys. They definitely been putting them on TV a lot more often. You know what I mean? It ain't bad yet. It ain't. I don't think it's stale. I don't think it's spoiled. It clearly got a lot of luster to it. So let's see how it continues to develop. Seth won, and the champ continues to reign. I think it's gonna make the championship look that much better. So then we had the tag team. We had the triple threat match between Bianca Belair, Charlotte, and Io. And man, not Io, excuse me, and Oscar. Io clearly came in at the end and won the championship, which was huge for her. Huge for her. I think Io, completely deserves it, and now we're gonna get like awesome matches moving forward. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's really what the story of that match was. Io coming in and getting the Money in the Bank. The story of the match between the girls, they all went in. Now we're gonna continue to watch all of them have to deal with each other. That's how I'm seeing everything. So I appreciate the lighting. It's all playing out really well between them, and now that Io's the champion, we're gonna see. I mean, Coda was in the ring, so is Damage Control at full power? Like, what are we doing? Let's see what happens. Then we got Roman and Jay in Tribal Combat. Apparently, Jimmy Uso is still running with the Tribal Chief. Or something like that. I don't know. Looks like a story gonna have to be told on SmackDown about what the problems is or how things is getting handled. I'm not mad at none of it personally. It really puts Jay in position now, you know what I mean? And potentially, you know, the bloodline could get back together. Jimmy go ahead, fight Jay. Now we can make that match happen. We could probably get 2 or 3 pay-per-views out of that. I say by Mania, the bloodline back at full strength to take on Cody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but this requires some form of the thought. This is just how I be thinking about things, though. I know it's super 3-point shots from down the line. I ain't thinking about any of this actually making TV, but looking at what we have right now, it's definitely a possibility that these guys are going to be fighting. So them fighting is fine. I'm more interested in how we get the bloodline back at full strength. Is this the beginning of the babyface turn of Roman Reigns? Because then we could definitely get another 1,000 days out of that. No, I'm just talking crazy. But I'm thinking like these are possibilities as far as that goes. I'll be honest with you. I remember seeing most of it. I saw the end of the show or the ding ding ding, but it was a long night. SummerSlam was wild, man. I enjoyed what I got to see. I'm not against none of it, but it was just a long night of, you know, trying to make sure we're able to piece together what we got thus far. So, of course, the Bloodline storyline is dominating everything. I don't want to say we need something. Well, we definitely need more. We need the same energy on all the other segments with the superstars. Period in the story. Like, that's how I feel about it. Of course, we're not going to get all that, but who's on the up right now? EO's new champ. Who trying to take on EO? What's going on with any of this stuff as far as mixing and meshing NXT and the main roster? You see what I mean? What's going on with that? Who else? What's next for Cody? You know what I mean? We know Ricochet and Logan Paul about to do their thing. LA Knight looking like he on a good trajectory. Let's hope they don't fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, AJ and the club. That's a wild card. You see? It's a wild card. Yo, you should subscribe now. I mean, everybody else already did.